In July 2014, 15 Americans,
I'm Sandy.
Steve.
Wayne.
Ellen,
My name is Ron.
Pat.
Nancy.
Marilyn.
I'm Lieb.
Gabby.
Jim.
Hi, I'm Flossie.
Barbara.
I'm Josh.
boarded planes and headed to the African continent.
This particular trip we have been is called Southern Africa. It does South Africa, Zimbabwe, Botswana.
That was Sam, our tour guide.
I met the group in Johannesburg, South Africa. We went over to Kruger National Park.
When we first went on the afternoon safari, when we got to Kruger, and we went around the bend, and there were 8 enormous elephants there that were close enough to throw a snowball at. It was a high like I've never had. And then we went not too much longer and discovered a herd of water buffalo and then a pride of lion that were just walking directly at the Jeep. That doesn't get old.
The leopard in the tree eating the impala with the hyena down below.
And that leopard kill, yeah.
A few of the rhinos, which was great. They were fabulous because I got to see them run when we were sitting there, and the male was after the females and chased them across. You thought, this huge animal, and it moved so fast.
So the big 5 all in one day.
I was flipping. I was totally flipping from that.
I think I've led many trips for OAT, and outside the OAT, that's out of this world.
I asked everyone what animal they would be or what they saw or remember the most.
So what's my favorite part of the trip? I think it was seeing those the 2 elephants across the river trying to save or get their baby up over the ledge.
Lots of birds.
I don't remember all the birds.
Some of the magnificent birds.
Birds.
Eagle. Because the eagle can soar and watch everything that goes on and get a bird's eye view, no pun.
Zazus, flying chili pepper, and the flying banana.
I really liked the lions.
I enjoyed seeing the lions up close, walking by the car. That was cool.
I love how close the lions got. We also got to see lions mating, which is unusual and noisy.
Oh, my favorite animal is a leopard.
And the leopards as well.
Leopard.
Leopard.
A leopard. They are so graceful.
They're sleek.
It's hard to get. It's always a treat to see one.
They look so cuddly.
And so fast and so beautiful.
It's a beautiful animal, a beautiful cut.
They just like to travel along and do their own thing, and I love that.
And they seem to be happy creatures.
Lots of kudu.
Kudus and
kudos.
I love the kudu. They're the male kudu especially. His antlers are corkscrew shaped.
Kudu's ears.
The male kudu has a white goatee.
Stayed in Jojani Lodge. We did 3 nights there. We moved over, flew from Nelspruit close to Kruger into Livingstone, Zambia. We took a bus ride to Wange, and we stayed just outside the park at a lodge called Sable Sands.
yeah, I remember the lodge very much, and just relaxing there, taking one morning off, relaxing, and then meeting Marlene and her husband Brian and the babies, and then the lion roaring at night, and then the stargazing.
We went on bushwalks and game safaris.
Favorite animal is the baboon. And I love the baboons. I love the baboons. I could watch them for hours.
Because they are so feisty and mean and determined and tough. Yeah, I like them. I took one on and I didn't win. I like them.
I would be a monkey because they have so much fun.
The giraffe.
A giraffe.
Giraffe.
And I really liked the giraffes.
It's tall and elegant and kind, I think.
I love the giraffes because they're so lean and graceful and beautiful. I just love watching them. I could sit and watch them all day. And my favorite part of the trip was actually watching the giraffes. I love them.
My favorite is the zebra. I like horses, and they're kind of like horses, and they stick together, and they're vegetarian, so they don't kill other animals, and they run, and they're interesting, and, well, they do. They look like keyboards.
God, we saw tons of impala.
Impala? How could you forget impalas?
Impalas are about as common as a Frappuccino in a Starbucks.
Warthog?
And the warthogs, little Millard Fillmore mutton chops. I like the warthogs.
Even though the warthogs are part of the ugly five, I think they're a little cute. Just a little.
So I've never seen an ostrich in the wild. Just chilling all by himself. He was across the road from a couple of giraffes, and we saw him a couple of times passing through that day.
Then moved over to Sprayview Hotel, where we did 3 nights again. We saw the beautiful Victoria Falls.
The falls were incredible.
Well, the beauty of Victoria Falls.
Fantastic.
Enormous.
The size of the falls and
much larger than I expected. I've been to Niagara, and I sort of expected Niagara, but it was so much. I couldn't believe how long it was.
Beautiful, lots of water spray.
It's very spectacular.
I couldn't believe how wide they were.
just breathtaking. Actually, breathtaking is a good word to describe it.
The rainbows I didn't expect, and there were so many of them, and the double rainbows really blew me away.
I can understand why it is considered one of the wonders of the world.
And then that microclimate is really amazing with having the rainforest there.
The very idea that, in my view, a fairly small river could create such a wide and dramatic falls is fascinating.
We had a few days in Vic Falls for shopping and R&R.
I love the shopping.
It was time to just kick back and have some free time.
Some of us did zip lining through the gorge.
So the zip line was awesome.
It was great. The first part through the canopy was fun. And then the second one was great because
They say, "Are you ready?" And you say no. And they're like, "Too bad." And they just let you go.
just floated for, I don't know, it felt like 30 seconds.
Oh man, the adrenaline rush was super cool. I've never felt anything like that before.
Elephant walks.
It was about an hour long. And just right around this whole little park that they have, it was almost like an oasis that they had. It was really cool. Then afterwards, we got to pet and feed and kiss the elephants, and it was a whole lecture during the elephant ride that we learned about who those elephants were, how they were saved, and how they came to the park.
And a helicopter ride over Vic Falls. We also visited a school.
Enjoyed the visit to the school.
Oh, the school. I love my little girl.
They didn't ask me a whole lot of questions, but I volunteered a lot, and they laughed a lot.
Children learning under the trees.
The kids all seemed to have a really good attitude about school.
But the little girl that grabbed my hand, she kind of chose me, and her eyes sparkled, and she was full of life and full of love and joy.
Natasha, and she ran me around and was taking pictures of everything. But she was as bright and as effervescent and as excited about learning and sharing what she knew as any teenager I know, without the cynicism that American teenagers often have.
How friendly and engaging all the students were.
There are so many millions and millions of children around the world that live in poverty. And so we have to be so grateful for what we have, in our lives. And so the school was very meaningful for me. It really was.
It was crowded.
I thought about some of my students who have all these toys and computers and all this other stuff, and they're in our school. They're flown halfway around the world just to attend our school. And trying to motivate them can be a full-time job. And these kids came to school just so motivated to learn when they had so little.
Lots of students per teacher, not many materials.
Here's a school where many of the children have no shoes. They have the same clothes. They only have one set of clothes to wear all day, every day, all winter long. They may walk 5 to 7 kilometers each way.
Also, that there were kids who had no socks, shoes. I mean, I think how much our kids have at home. And I was very moved by it.
I loved seeing the children because the children, you could see, all you had to do was give them a little tiny bit and they responded so amazingly well. And I just thought it was a wonderful experience.
And thereafter, we took a bus ride from Victoria Falls, Zimbabwe, through several parks, crossed the Kasugula border, traveled briefly through Botswana, took a boat ride to Imbadila Camp, where we did 3 nights.
Some people went fishing.
I did go fishing.
The water was so calm and beautiful and unassuming and pretty and everything else.
And it was very relaxing, and, just to be on that river, the Zambezi River, to me was a treat in itself.
It was fun. We trolled, which is that you ride along slowly in the boat and put your lure in the water. And sure enough, the fish were feeding, and 3 of us hooked fish simultaneously.
They were tiger fish, and they are really ugly, and they have really big, sharp teeth, but they tasted delicious.
Yes, I caught the smallest fish out of everyone in the boat, but to me it was the most exciting thing.
And I caught the first fish and the largest tiger fish.
True that I did catch the biggest fish, but there was no skill to it. I still don't know what the heck I'm doing to come up with 2 pretty large fish. Was kind of unbelievable for me. I never thought that I would catch a fish.
We also had learning and discovery lectures about all the different countries, histories, and even some controversial topics.
I'm glad that we had the lectures.
It was really fascinating, and the depth of their knowledge really stuck with me.
All the lectures were excellent and fascinating and revealing history and details of history.
The main thing I liked about them is that they were given by local people who had very personal stories to tell, which made it more real.
And just all the hardship that these people have gone through, all of them. And
They're very, very informative lectures.
I loved them.
Thereafter, we came back into Botswana, and we are doing 3 nights at Chobe Bakwena Lodge.
One thing I like about Chobe so much is the water and seeing animals in groups.
It's different, has lots of water and other topography, hills and plains and everything, and then the variety of animals is great.
The sunsets and sunrises were breathtaking.
I like the sunrises, sunsets. They're all pretty spectacular.
The reds were fire red. The oranges were brilliant.
Yeah, tell me about the sunset sunrises.
oh, there's none other like here in Africa. They're just so amazing, so amazing. There's something that really will stay in my heart.
Every single night when the sun was setting, it was picturesque.
So it's great just to watch the sun turn into this red ball and then get higher and higher in the sky.
Again, we went on game safaris.
And I really liked the elephants.
The elephant?
Elephants.
Elephants and their family togetherness.
And it's so smart and so loyal.
They think.
It has this majestic beauty.
They live longer.
It's a vegetarian, doesn't kill anybody.
They're big.
They build together.
And the nature of how I call it playing, but they're doing something pretty serious around the water holes where they're throwing the mud on their back. And
it just takes care of its young. It's so touching how they honor the bones of another elephant, and they stop and pause to give respect.
The relationship of the mother elephant to her children for so many years, they're all together as a family.
The sable horns loop back towards its back.
Sable.
Some antelope, lots of hippos,
I know that hippos are the most dangerous animal in all of Africa, and they kill more people than any animal put together in Africa, but they're adorable.
Cheetah.
The cheetah when
Cheetahs.
I mean, today we saw 3 cheetahs in one day. I mean,
First time in 11 years operating in Chobe, I've seen cheetahs today.
What was your favorite part? Oh, and this is a hard question. Overall, your entire favorite part of the trip.
I think I'd have to say that I've lucked out so much in having this wonderful group, because this is the first time I've ever traveled on my own like this, and I was just very fortunate that I had all of you here to support me, and just I felt like I had gained a family on the trip.
No, just interesting to see just a different way of ordering life. Customs are always different from different countries, and
I don't know. I was very skeptical about coming. I wasn't the one who wanted to come. Of the 4 of us, I was sort of skeptical, but it turned out to be much nicer than I thought. The variety of things we saw and the different things we were able to do. Fishing, I hadn't been fishing in, 40 years probably, and I enjoyed that. And the safaris in general I liked. I was amazed how close the animals came.
I mean, I could never, ever go to a zoo or a circus again. This has changed my life about wild animals and their habitats and the respect that we need to afford them.
And best part of the trip is just getting up early and going out and seeing all the animals every day and not have to worry about anything except looking through my camera and my binoculars.
It's been fascinating how close we can get to them without them seeming to matter, without it seeming to matter to them. Elephants, my goodness, I thought they were going to get in the Jeep.
Sam, the tour guide, super cool. As soon as he knocked on the window, I jumped out from underneath the ramp, grabbed his ankles, and went roar! And he almost turned around and kicked me in the face, but luckily he didn't.
I thought from beginning to end it was a magical experience.
It's all magical to me, and it's something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. And finally, I'm so glad I finally have done it, or I'm doing it.
It was a wonderful adventure! Yay!